I think I've just gave my biggest rant ever out of all the videos I've done, because this is simply not. This is simply cannot go on anymore. The manager has to be gone now. He has to. 2 wins in 20. He's now making McLaren, John Carver, look world class now. He really is. That from start to finish was embarrassing. We looked clueless on the ball. We had no idea what to do. Okay, when you bring Hayden off, you've got a chance to bring on Sean Longstaff or possibly Carol or Gale as striker. He goes with Jeff Son-Hendrick instead, who I'm absolutely done with at this football club now. I really, really am. And it could have been a lot more to Brighton, to be honest. And I've actually said it. I actually wouldn't mind if Brighton went and scored more.
Yeah.
Because if it does get Steve Bruce gone out this football club, I'll be thanking Brighton for that massively. I really would.
Fuming. It's just ridiculous. Just absolutely not good enough. I don't know what that game plan was all about. I don't know why we didn't bother pressing them until we were losing at half time, and then fucking ridiculous. Making Brighton look like bloody Barcelona, Brazil, whoever you want to. Oh, it's a shambles. Absolute shambles. I was happy but scared to see Miggy starting. I thought it was probably a bit too soon, but it's kind of one of them games where if we win, it's like so glad he played. But it was a bit worrying. If he goes off injured, it's like. But at the end of the day, we need to play with a recognised striker on the pitch. Without our top players up front, this split strikers, might as well call them shit strikers because they don't fucking do anything.
I share the sentiments with just about every Newcastle fan. I am just so sick of it now. Like, that first 10 minutes, the warning signs were there. In the first 3 minutes, they had 2 very good chances.
Yep,
and literally, we had absolutely nothing going forward. The only real effort we had was Fraser hitting the post, and Bruce used that as the excuse for us losing the game in the end. But no, if he's not gone in this international window, I just can't watch them anymore after that.
Hey, well, I got 3 things to say first. Number 1, thanks for having me on the on this. I appreciate it. Number 2, get better, Isaac Hayden. That was nasty.
Yeah.
Who knows how long he's gonna be out for? That's just, and it's not even about that. Like, the guy's his leg might be broken. Like, that's.
And Basuma's reaction to it said a lot as well.
Yeah, no. It was, absolutely. I don't think that there's any malice. That was a freak accident.
Like, he was distraught after it. So
I know he was like, no. So, and then shout out to all of us that we actually made it through that soccer game, football, whatever you want to call it. Like, Brighton fans had it easy. It was a great game to watch for them. They smoked us.
Yeah, they did.
They smoked that United pack, It's not, it was easy for them, but that's why I threw in all those super chats. I was just so bored. I was like, we're not went 1-0 down. And I'm like, we're not going to get 2. Even get 1?
Absolutely.
The guy plays for a draw.
The only crumb of comfort I got with that was actually watching the watch along, because I wasn't the only one watching that. Like, it was the worst performance of the season. The reverse Brighton game was pitiful, but with what was at stake tonight, the players showed absolutely nothing. No pride, no passion.
I want to. A couple of weeks ago, I was asked about this game, and I predicted that would get hammered. But what I didn't predict was the down in the tools. I was sitting watching it with my dad, and I said they may as well be wearing white shirts, because all they're doing is the white flag's out. We surrender. I agree with you, Adam. I think Fraser made plenty of good runs today, and he never got the ball played to him. But my God, I'm 35-year-old, and this is the worst I've ever felt as a Toon fan. It was absolutely shite.
shite is the word to describe it. It's funny. I was just whilst I was waiting to come on there, flicking through the BBC website and reading what Bruce said after the game. He said that he could see a degree of togetherness in fight. I mean,
that's what he said.
Where is? Yeah, that's what he said. Where is he seeing that? I mean, apparently said that to the match of the day commentators, but I'm thinking there is no ticket, there is no fight, there is no togetherness. And when you're starting a game, the biggest game of the season, without any real recognised striker on the park, and then you go a goal down, you go 2 goals down, you still don't bring on any of the 2 strikers you've got sitting on the bench. It's absolutely fucking hopeless, to be quite honest. It's ridiculous. But I said this in the chat during the watch along. The problem is, I'd like to think he'll get sacked, but I just don't. Yeah. It feels like nobody inside the club actually cares.
In all that time, whenever there's been a shit manager or a shit player, I've never held it against them because I've always blamed it on Mike Astley. They've employed the wrong person. Steve Bruce, however, he is a fucking cunt. he is. I don't understand this man. I agree with you, Carl. He's taking the piss.
Yeah.
He is. He doesn't play a fucking striker in the biggest game of the season. And let's be honest, we've had the biggest game of the season. It's been the last 10 games. We've been talking about the biggest game of the season since fucking Brentford. Every game's been the biggest game of the season. But we lose the game or we draw the game, we don't get a great result. Oh, the next game's the biggest game of the season. And it's been going on for months. What does it take to get rid of this fucking idiot?
Yeah, that's a joke, isn't it? I mean, I finished work at 8 o'clock. I might as well have not bothered. Just enjoyed my evening and all the rest. It was absolutely shite, wasn't it? It was fucking awful. Start to finish. There was just no passion. I couldn't believe it. Not one player just seemed to show any kind of fight. I don't know, like Johnny was saying there, I mean, I'm 31 years old. This is probably the worst Newcastle team I've ever seen. They're absolutely awful. And I know, obviously, I mean, Steve Bruce, I don't even think he's going to go. I just think they're just going to plod along. I don't know. I can't see it changing. I mean, if it doesn't change, like you were saying, just the last caller was saying, if it doesn't change in these 2 weeks, I think he's there till the end of the season.
A shower of shite, wasn't it, from start to finish? I mean, 3 minutes in, I'm thinking, get the deck chairs out on the Titanic because, we're going down here and no one's saving us. So I just looked at it after 3 minutes. I thought, how are we up against our backs up against the wall? 3 minutes in against a Brighton team that for most of the season has failed to convert chances. Yeah, defended quite poorly at times throughout the season, and I think we made them look like Barcelona over both legs that we've played them this season. We haven't scored at all. We haven't even got a shot on target in the 180 minutes that we played them this season. So over both times we played them, no shots on target. It just baffles me that we can go and put out a team that can't even compete or fight or show any heart against a team like Brighton at all.
If I'm brutally honest, mate, I don't even want to talk about the players because
cool.
I don't hate any one of them players.
Yeah,
it's him. Like I said, how can you go from last season where we were never in trouble? We actually played. All right, yeah, some games, it was absolutely drab, dire, flipping horse piss. But, you know what I mean? How can you go from last season and being steady throughout the whole season, 13th or wherever it was we finished last season? You know what I mean? Some games, good moments. You know what I mean? I was at certain games and I was thinking, you know what, flipping, I'm happy to be a Newcastle supporter. Don't have to worry about this, don't have to worry about that, blah, blah, blah. And you've now come to this season where, you know what I mean? We at one point when we were playing Man United, we were second in the league, and then obviously we lost that game. But how can you go from? I mean, I know it sounds crazy, Newcastle being second in the league in the Premier League. It's stupid, isn't it? Really, but how can you go from being there to 2 wins from 21 games or something? Is it?